for this Watkins GLEN race. So it's 90 laps around this 2.45-mile course. Key moment, key place at this racetrack, start and restarts, turn 1. They call it the 90, steeply downhill and fast.
Yeah, it's fast, you're braking, you're downshifting, and cars all around. Yeah, I'll tell you, this is where you hold your breath. You're on the top of the pit box, they go by you to turn 1, and you just hold your breath, your car comes out the other end.
Great crowd on hand, 75-degree day, pace car is off. The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series going racing on the road course at Watkins GLEN. Someone into that interlude part. Kyle Busch wasted no time getting himself off to a good start here.
The one thing I didn't see there was a lot of give and take getting into turn 1 and up into the interlude.
Turn 6, one of the few left-handers in a lap, and the hard right-hand turn 7 to complete a lap at the GLEN.
Yeah, see a new patch of concrete there as you enter that turn 7. Most of the drivers say it's not giving them too much trouble now.
Ambrose going to jump out of line, try and get a spot on Ryan Newman. Ambrose in the 9.
He makes that look so easy the way he does that, but I'll tell you, it takes a lot of skill and technique.
Yeah, it does, and he passes more cars here than anyone else I've ever seen race it on this road course. It doesn't matter where he starts, he just finds a way at these high braking areas in particular, make it look easy and make the pass. Ryan Vickers came down pit road. First time by it, has gone back into the garage. Follow up on that in a minute. Second, third, and fourth, Montoya 42, Keselowski 2, Jimmy Johnson 48.
The Johnson's looked twice there to the interlude to the right side of the two-car Brad Keselowski, but I'm not sure he's doing that or just blocking behind him more because he really hasn't been close enough to make a pass.
Start has sorted out and the cars have shuffled into line. Let's get an update on what's happened to Brian Vickers, Doc.
Well, crew chief Rodney Childers said 2 words to me. He said, Doc, blew up. That's he sums it up.
Boy, that's a bummer to have an engine problem this early. Right out.
Makes you wonder if there's a missed shift there somewhere, possibly, to create something this early.
I can tell you that this kind of racing is the hardest it can be on equipment. Engines, drivetrains, brake, everything you can think of. This kind of racing is very hard on equipment.
Still watching that fight for second behind Kyle Busch. And can't stress enough, call this the super speedway of road courses, how fast they're going around here between those barriers and into some of those heavy braking zones. We saw in qualifying yesterday cars at this part of the racetrack breaking to that inner loop 182 miles an hour.
Yeah, you're doing that as you get ready to approach that, where you're having to check your mirror and look in front if you're trying to make a pass or just trying to make a block from behind, knowing they can come from either side. So that's just what makes this so difficult. You see Dale Jr. take a look there too, trying to get around Michael McDowell.
That's for 12th place. McDowell in the 98, Jr. in the 88. And a 78 right there too.
Now Michael McDowell with a great qualifying effort there yesterday.
For the Phil Parsons racing team. McDowell considered an excellent road racer. Here's Regan Smith, New York native, that Furniture Row car, 78. Followed underneath McDowell by Greg Biffle in the 16.
Yeah, I saw Greg Biffle and talked to him a little bit this morning. He was really happy with his car in race runs. He said, I got a little bit loose qualifying, but he felt like that he could work his way to the front here today, call it and follow him through.
Carl Everett did such a good job yesterday. I mean, just a masterful job of driving to get that win. I'm not sure he had the best car, but he came back from the start and finish line first at the end of it.
So while we
look at how things have sorted out here, Andy, let's just mention again, in last year's race, there was almost a non-stop parade of cars on pit road for that first green flag stop, starting at lap 4.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the strategy can get really confusing if you try to keep up with everyone, because there's going to be quite a few different ones that maybe are planning on making an extra pit stop. Some are going to try to divide it up evenly, and some that can actually go a lot farther on fuel than others. And you can tune these things to get better mileage, give up a little power. I've heard as much as 40 horsepower you can give up and gain a lot of fuel mileage. So you just don't know exactly how teams have the fuel.
You see right there an example, Marcus Ambrose, and because of his reputation, dove down into one, got out of Jimmy Johnson's mirror sight, and Jimmy actually gave him room when Ambrose probably wasn't there. Johnson's going to hold the spot right now.
That's a tricky part of the racetrack to try and make a pass in up through the S's, high speed, uphill, narrow.
That's just a smart move on Johnson's part, because it's still early, and he might end up just giving the spot to Ambrose if he feels like he's going to have to play defense every corner.
But when you're so good at that, and that's what your reputation is, you have to respect that, thinking that more than likely that driver, and in this case Ambrose, has probably stuck his nose in there because he is very capable of making that happen.
Off what they call the short chute, even though it's the middle of the 3 in length on the racetrack.
Still, you carried a lot of speed there. You downshift into this left-hander turn 6, so you're carrying a lot of speed. You have to match the RPMs. You don't want to get wheel hopping into that corner either.
Ambrose setting him up for a run down the hill to 1. Kyle Busch leading. Juan Pablo Montoya second. Montoya started on pole. Kyle started on the outside of the front row, but on the brink on the initial start, running up the hill into the S's, it was Kyle who squeezed by Montoya and cut himself out front.